years later I sat with a therapist, and I think 4 years of therapy later I managed to unload an awful lot of stuff and freed myself of an awful lot of burdens.
We were talking about the issue of motivation at the start of the show when it comes to Rory McIlroy and what he's going to do now with his career after winning the Masters, and how do you get back up for it?
I'm probably the last man in the world to ask. As soon as I played in the Premier League and for Ireland, the fire went out in my belly. I just went downhill. I felt like I reached my Everest. See, at Blackburn there was a... If you were a young kid, whether you were playing or not, you were supposed to bring the balls in off the coach, help the kit man with stuff. And I always seen it as a rite of passage that if I played, I didn't have to do them things. And I was always really eager not to be carrying the balls off the bus. I wanted to feel like a proper member of the first team. And then I got injured for a while, and I spent a lot of time with first team players. And I latched onto those older players, and I thought, well, I'm one of these, because they treated me like one of them. And I never was smart enough to step back and think, well, Keith, these are at the end of their career. You're at the start of your career. You need to cop on here. I don't think anybody could have really helped me. Like Eddie Howe tried to get me to go down to Tony Adams' Sporting Chance down south.
Yeah.
But again, I turned that down. Sean Dyche asked me to move inland for a couple of months to get myself sorted, but again I turned that down. And yeah, there was people that did genuinely try to help me, but like I said, I think you have to be wanting help. I don't think you can be forced into help. Years later I sat with a therapist, and I think 4 years of therapy later I managed to unload an awful lot of stuff and freed myself of an awful lot of burdens. But
right.
I don't think that could have happened in the footballing environment. I think it should be something that footballers do on their own accord.
What they're doing at Shamrock Rovers, their therapist Mary Larkin is doing a huge amount of work with particularly the younger players. So at least now clubs are proactive, and players at a very young age are used to speaking with therapists, are used to opening up about what's going on away from football.
Yeah, I do think the landscape has changed a little bit within football. You can be a little bit more open. It's so difficult once you're in that environment, but the mental side of the game is absolutely massive.